Listen, ladies and gentlemen, you're in store for a treat this morning. And I'm so excited to be able to introduce to you someone that I've known all throughout my career in this company. And as a leader, I've seen her and her husband been able to do incredible things. She comes from a background in the salon industry, understanding business there, being able to work with people, and also a professional in that industry. She had success there. She's understood being a single mother. She's understood being a widow. She's understood being married and successful. There's so many things that she's been able to do, and she says that she's been able to do it because she has God on her side, and she definitely has that, guys. And what I can tell you is she has a heart of gold. She loves helping people, not just in her organization, but outside of her organization as well. And I can't wait to see what she's going to be sharing with us this morning. So without any further ado, do me a huge favor, get somewhere that you won't be distracted. Make sure you have a notepad or pen or something to type on to take notes, and get somewhere where you can pull over if you're driving, because you're not going to want to miss anything that she has to share. So Mrs. Jocelyn Driskill, if you're ready to go, I want to introduce my friend, my business partner, Mrs. Jocelyn Driskill.
Good morning. Wow. Thank you so much for that amazing introduction. Yes, we're matchy today. Oh gosh, Mr. Lewis, you are a phenomenal human. You and I worked together for many years. I was grateful to have you last Friday before the virtual event. You said yes to being a testimonial because your testimony is very, very powerful. And you guys, he during the virtual event at the break, I'm going to tell you, he sent me a text. What do you think he was doing? He was working at the break. Yes, he sent me a picture. He was presenting, he was qualifying. He was doing all the things that we do at events. Normally when we're live, we go from a break and we go call people, we go present to people, we go qualify people. And he was doing that, and he was showing up as a leader. And my whole spirit just leaped when he sent me that message, because I'm like, that's it. That's the one that's getting to RVP and SVP, because he's in the middle of doing all the things, no matter how hard it is, no matter how much distraction you have around you. Mr. Lewis, you are just phenomenal. And thank you for your leadership. You have impacted so many people on these calls. I can't tell you how many text messages, how many people share with me how powerful your messages are. Keep doing what you're doing, because it is truly, it's an impact to me. It's a blessing to me. So thank you so much for all that you do and all that you do to show up every single day. So thank you so much. So you guys, I'm going to dive into this training that I have prepared. Well, he prepared, so I can hope I can get it across to all of you. First of all, let me ask all of you a question. How many of you were on the live Game On event? I see lots of hands. How many of you were intentional about watching everything that was on there and not allowing all the distractions from home? Because that's the hardest part. Would you say that's the hardest part? Is, you have other people that aren't watching it with you. Maybe you're at a watch party. I know some people had watch parties, and that can be distracting sometimes because people are talking and instead of paying attention. I know when we go to live events, how important those live events are. That, I see people out in the hallways. Mr. Lewis, how many times you walk out just to go to the bathroom really quick and come right back, and there's hundreds of people out in the hallways not even soaking up what is coming from the stage. If you had in your industry and you paid $29 to listen to the top person in the company who has mass millions, would you be in the hallway, or would you be? How many people pay so much money to go see someone like Grant Cardone? Do you think they spend any time in the hallway? ACN blesses us with such an amazing gift to put the top money earners on stage. They come as co-founders and show up for us at these virtual events. And yet, for $29, I say it's not enough because people take it for granted. They don't realize how crucial this event is. See, what I'm going to talk to you about is really focused around events, because the last conversation we had and what has kind of unfolded since October and so forth is seeing an explosion in an organization, right? Well, you can have explosion in organizations, but if you don't do the 3 things continuously that I talk about that make you money and that you don't duplicate it, your momentum will get stuck. I promise you, it happens in all teams. So I know Mr. Lewis knows what I'm talking about. You can be the example, you can talk about it over and over, but you're looking for the next leader, like yourself. If you are the ones that are doing the 3 things that make you money, which is, first of all, we do one thing, we talk to people, right? And from that, we get customers and we get business partners. So we present the business and we get customers, right? We're looking for IBOs, customers, and we attend and promote events. And I think this last one that I'm talking about gets pushed to the wayside. How many of you wish you had more people on that event? Yes? Okay. I wish I had more people on the event, no matter how much I tried to get as many people as I can, because I'm telling you, if you end up on the events pre-registration charts, you are the highest money earner in the next quarter. And that was really the fact in live events. And some of you who are new here, you don't know what I'm talking about. And I think a lot of you who are new here have missed the power of our events because you haven't experienced the live events in an international 10 to 15,000 people in an arena. Okay. That's what we're used to. Many of us are used to going 4 times a year or 2 times a year. I miss it. I love live events. I know Mr. Lewis does. I know Catherine Williams does. I know Mr. Sam Foster does. Many of you miss it because it just feeds your spirit and your mind, and you're just like, you can get off and running with our gift of ACN. So when we have these virtual events, we have to be more intentional, right? And so why I'm focusing on this, because finishing out 2021, we had this event to utilize, but we have to apply some pressure on ourselves because many of us have distractions. In fact, I will tell you the excuses that I got from people not showing up to that virtual event is 100% their whys. You know that, right? You know that, right? I bet you some of you know people or have people on your team that didn't show up to the event, and the reason they didn't show up was their excuse, but it was their why. Yes? Right? Okay. I know some of us who are always on can't understand it, can't believe it. I see Catherine going, what? So it's crazy, but it's true. So I'm between your life challenges, your obstacles, different things that are happening in your life. Now, Christmas, the season of Christmas, you're already feeling pressure, right? Do you know what the degree of boiling point is? I know Julian does. 212 degrees. Okay. So I want to push, I'm going to bless someone here and really help you see there is power in pressure when you apply it to yourself in a way that says, my why is not going to be my excuse. I'm not going to keep speaking life into all the things that are keeping me from doing all the things that I need to be doing. Because the fact is, you guys, some of you have heard me, some of you have not heard my story, but Tony and I saw ACN in 2009. We came from a place of prayer. We knew ACN was an answer to prayer the moment we saw the video. I can't tell you why. The only thing I can tell you is there was just a power coming down. We have been praying. So if you knew you had an answer to prayer, and there's already a ton of pressure where Tony and I had lost millions. We didn't even know where we were going to live. We were losing our home, you guys. We had multiple businesses to run. We had a grandchild, our first grandchild being born a few months later in 2009. We have old elderly parents. We had other, some of our parents my fathers were sick. Tony was, there's a lot of things that go on in people's lives. And those are the excuses that people use to not show up. And I'll tell you, we could not afford to put more pressure on ourselves to push this business and follow the system, because those 3 things that make us money is what we got good at. We got good at following the system. I can't tell you how many times we've heard this every single day of a leadership. Someone points this out every single time. System. Save yourself energy, time, and money. And for the life of me, I can't understand how people don't take that advice, because it was everything to our crazy life, to everything that was busy in our life and falling apart in our head. We were upside down, you guys. I wish I could put you in my place and in my shoes, but I can't. I can cry and bawl still today because of where we were. And I know many of you know that feeling. Many of you have been there at different times of your lives. And we had an answer, but we had to be coachable. And we knew that the system was already proven. It had already been proven. I don't know how I've been 13 years in January will be so we're at going on 29 years for ACN in January, and we have been in 13 years as of January. So whatever time frame that I'm just telling you, the system had already been working. Already success stories, already senior vice presidents, already multimillionaires. So wouldn't it make sense to follow what they did? Yes. So that's all we did. I know most people don't even take the advice of having a private business reception, which today in most cases is a private business Zoom. And we don't get enough people for them in front of this information right away, right? So we're going to dive into this. I'm going to actually have a few slides set here, and I'm going to talk throughout this and share where this message has come from and why it's so important right now. So what I want you to know is it's time to apply some pressure. Right now in this season, it's a time for you to apply some pressure. I'm going to apply some pressure in this message. Don't get mad at me. It's coming from up there, because your why matters. Your why matters. Don't make it your excuse of why you don't do what you need to do to get to the place that you need to get to. So it's time to apply some pressure. How many of you want a global business? Well, then I want you to take this 4-minute message that Dr. Darius Daniels is going to share with you. It's 4 minutes, and I'm going to follow suit right after it. But what I want you to do is just take a few bullet points from this message. And then if you feel so inclined, I want you to go back and watch this message called I'm Applying Pressure. It's one of his last series. I think it's 10 in Faith University. So here we go.
I want to talk from this subject in our time together. Today, I'm applying pressure. Somebody put that in the chat. I'm applying pressure. I'm applying pressure. For those of you who may be unfamiliar with this cultural colloquialism I just used as the subject of this sermon, allow me to offer some insight. Applying pressure is simply a cultural phrase that suggests a number of different meanings. The first of which, or one of which, is simply to make something known. In other words, if a person really wants something and they passionately pursue it, exert an extraordinary amount of effort to get it, is saying that they applying pressure. Another connotation, which is probably one of the most popular ones, is applying pressure also speaks to the ability to overcome obstacles and excel with finesse at any given task. This ability to take a licking and keep on ticking. I'm applying pressure. Last but not least, and the reference or the statement that is most salient for this sermon is this: applying pressure means to dynamically demand what is just, what is due, and what is rightfully yours. It means you dynamically demand what is just, what is due, and what is rightfully yours. And if you allow me some pastoral privilege, I want to pause for the cause and communicate very candidly to those of you that are watching. It's time to apply some pressure. I'm going to say it one more time because I want to make sure you heard me. I said it is your time, it is your season, it is your moment, it is your hour. This is your opportunity for you to apply some pressure. You've been desiring some things, you've been declaring some things, and now it's time for you to possess some of those things. But you will not apprehend what you want if you do not apply some pressure. And as your instructor here in Faith University, I want to aid and assist you in applying some pressure. I want you to be properly prepared to possess every promise that's been preordained from the foundation of the world. I want you to be prepared to live through those who will leave you when you make a decision to be better for you. Woo! Yeah, I want you to be prepared to handle those who will not be able to handle what's getting ready to come in and through you as a result of you getting ready to apply pressure. Watch this. When you look at your life, many of you, if you will honestly assess it, you can say, I got to where I am, and I know I ain't even operating in my potential. Yeah, you can say, I am where I am, and I know there's more in me. I know I could have been applying more pressure. So if God did this with me half doing my life, what is God getting ready to do now that I'm about to put some pressure behind my pursuit of my promise?
So, right? I'm mistaken. This isn't the last one in his Faith University. This is number 2. So go back and watch the whole thing. I think some of you will find some power in this message, and will do, because this story that he reflects on is about blind Bartimaeus message, right? He talks about getting your eyes back. See, we all have issues. How many of you know we all have issues? We all have issues, and sometimes we're stuck. A couple weeks ago, my phone, I don't know if I told this to you guys, you know, this smartphone. Yeah, I told you, right? It was stuck on stupid. A smartphone stuck on stupid. How many times do we get stuck on stupid? We do. We keep going back to the issues that we have. And I will tell you, we have more than one. But in blind Bartimaeus's, for instance, think about what God did there. He was believing in what God was going to do, which was to cure his blindness, right? To make him see. See, one of the messages he gave, I wrote this down. He says, my eyes are getting fixed. My economy is getting ready to take charge. Some people can't get their healing because they're too in love with their history. Ooh. Hoo-hoo. Some people can't get their healing because they're too in love with their history. Don't get stuck there. See, you might have a lot of issues, but God can heal one issue and change all the other issues. That's in blind Bartimaeus' example, 100% that's what happened for him. And timing is everything. So let's look at one of the things he broke down. He said, talking about pressure, applying pressure, where you need to focus, because a lot of people think pressure, when you're under pressure, that you're doing something wrong. It's not true. Boiling point is where you want to be to get to the other side. You're being tested in the pressure. That process of pressure is important to get to the other side. Now you got to stop speaking life into where you're at. See, if Tony and I kept talking, and this is Julian Lewis's message when he talks about speaking life, and what we say is who we are, right? And if we keep saying it, it's why we get stuck on stupid. Like getting messages about, this is where I'm at, this is what's happening to me, this is it. If you keep saying it, you're gonna keep being there. Got to move forward, get past it. But okay, so where you're focused on. So he broke down applying pressure, the cultural phrase to make something known, right? In the passionate pursuit of your purpose, right? You make something known. But the other two are ability to overcome obstacles and excel with finesse. The ability to overcome obstacles and excel with finesse. What did he say? Take a licking and keep on ticking. See, Randy Hunsicker knows what it's like to take a licking as a Navy SEAL. And you got to keep on going, no matter how you feel in the field. I don't even know what it's like to be a Navy SEAL. I don't want to know what it's like to be a Navy SEAL. Thank you, Randy, and anybody else here like Catherine Williams for your service. Because you all were under a lot of pressure. Don't tell me you weren't, because you were. And I know you were. But the next one he talked about is dynamically demand what is just, what is due, what is rightfully yours. How many of you know there's something out there that's rightfully yours? So you got to dynamically demand it. But that means it's going to take pressure. It's going to take you getting to that boiling point. You're going to be tested. You're going to have challenges. You got to keep on ticking through that licking. And you got to do it through the holidays. Christmas is really realistically one day. And I think most people forget what Christmas is about. Jesus was born on Christmas Day. That's in my world. I don't know about yours. And we get all in the hubbub. I don't even go to the stores and go shopping. Black Friday, I don't even know anything about Black Friday. You'll never see me out there going after the things. Really? They get us in this place of this, right? Spinning around and around in circles and losing our focus, and our distractions are in the wrong place. If you want a great Christmas, make it about who it's really about, and enjoy your family on Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, friends and family that are important to you in life. It's not about how many presents someone can get. I'm teaching my grandkids this. It's really hard, but we got to teach our grandkids this and our children this. The true meaning of Christmas. I don't even put all the Christmas decorations and stress myself out. How many of you stress yourself out about getting a Christmas tree? And I love Christmas. It's my birth month. Okay. My birthday's Wednesday and it is my birth month. And I love Christmas. I love lights. I love all that. But I have simplified my life in the Christmas season from where I used to be. because I realized it was doing nothing but distracting me from what I need to be doing. See how successful people get to the other side? Why are the wealthy wealthy? Because they apply pressure in the hard times. Why is a senior vice president continuing to make more money? Because they're doing what they do in the field continuously. They are not just sitting back. They're helping more people get to the other side. They are more concerned, just as Mr. Lewis, Mr. Thomas, myself, Mr. Dean Tiroli, the people you hear from, we're more concerned about how other people can get to the other side. See, in December, you want more money, right? I hope all of you want more money. You guys know that this economy is only getting worse for a lot of people. Might be good in the real estate world right now. I don't know how long it's going to last. But I want to remind you guys of this, of our great network marketing industry. I want you to see how many people really do come into network marketing. And if we don't talk to them and they don't know about ACN, they're going to go into some other network marketing company. In a time in our history right now, just like back in 2008, people have less money. They're losing their jobs. They're closing their businesses. So in a product-based company, not knocking it, do you know that people cut off their auto ships? It's the first thing they do. They'll go get it. That's what we had to do. We had to cut back. I stopped going to Starbucks. I make my own coffees better anyway, right? Some people don't drink coffee. I just like a little bit in the morning. That's it. And I'm good. But I'm just telling you that our network marketing company doesn't require to purchase product. Guess what else is out in the ocean right now? Those big old ships that carry all the product on them. I just was told I support other network marketing companies of friends that have them. And I buy a hair care product from one. And she was told, well, it's kind of sitting out there on the ship and it hasn't come in yet. We don't have that problem here. So look at this. US network marketing sales, 34.9 billion, not million, billion a year. And that's probably going to continue to go up because of where we are in our economy. US network marketing reps, over 18 million. That's already gone up globally, 189.6 plus billion a year industry globally. We have a what? A global company. How many countries can you build your business in? 27 currently. 71.8% of revenue generated by in-home face-to-face sales. 71.8%. That's almost 3/4 of revenue generated by in-home face-to-face sales. On average, 500,000 people join network marketing companies every week worldwide. Every week, 500,000 of them. How many of you are ready for a new season? How many of you are ready to go 212 at boiling point and put some pressure starting today on yourself? And not pressure to put you in a whirlwind, pressure to tell you and to have you do the things that make you money here in ACN. So we're going to talk to people and we're going to get business partners. We're going to get customers and we're going to attend and promote events. We're going to get really good at those, all of you, 40, 60, how many are on here? 61, I can't see it, but however many are on here, because I don't have my glasses back on, realize that if you just focus on those 3 things, don't get in your back office, don't be doing dilly-gallying. Right now is the time to apply the pressure to those 3 things. Every single one of you right now need to schedule a PBZ with the person you're working with for yourself. I don't care if you get one. Do you know how many people are missing the one SVP? Because you're thinking about, oh, if I just have 20 or 30 or 40 like the other people have. And you missed the SVP because you didn't get them on, or you canceled it because there was only one. Do you know how many RVPs and SVPs were the only person in the room at the time they saw the presentation? About just half. I'm telling you, apply that pressure. I am. Don't let this season take away the season you need it to be going into 2022 for you and your family. So put a PBZ in place today with the person you're working with, and don't cancel it. See, at least, gosh, when we came in 2008, about the people who promoted in 2009 to regional vice president, many of them came in October, November, December, January. This is the season to apply your pressure and get great at promoting and attending events. Do you know that the more real estate you have, the more money you make? So the more real estate, the seats that you take up, whether it's virtual or it's live, the more real estate you have, the more money you make. So I want you to apply more pressure on how many more people you're going to have at the next event. And I'm also going to suggest to all of you that you take in a live training event ASAP. Now, I am not forgetting, some of you are not getting out to live events. I understand all that. There's just going to need to be more PBZs, get on more, make sure you have more people on virtual events. But what live events will do for you, you can never do for yourself. Tony and I got great at having the most people at events. We were known, and I'm only saying this not to impress you, just to impress upon you. We were on the charts for pre-registration in almost every category in top 10. And that is how we got to regional vice president so fast, because we had more people with us at events. So, hold on. The power of events. You know, when you're in a live arena, some of you haven't experienced it, but some of you have been to concerts. How many of you have been to concerts? Can you explain a concert to anybody? No, it's an experience. It's the feeling. It's the power of the energy that is in that arena and coming from the stage. So I'm going to challenge all of you. First of all, who do you know in Texas? I know Sam Foster knows some people in Texas, right? There's many of you who live in Texas. I'm going to challenge you. Even if you're not coming, I'm going to be there, just so you know. So how many of you have heard me say, prepare the plan? My plan's already prepared. The rooms got sold out at the host hotel already, like day one. I had already booked one the day before on regular pricing. They came up with special pricing for ACN, and they had a book of rooms. They were already sold out. I couldn't, but I was able to call. Guess what? Because I prepared the plan, I called the hotel directly, and they gave me the pricing for it. They changed my pricing because I prepared the plan. I have my airline ticket. I have my hotel. I'm already talking to people there to meet. So who do you know, and who are you going to get to this live event, especially the ones that live in Texas or the surrounding areas? And which leaders are you going to take with you that will be changed and impacted? Because January will catapult your business if you put the pressure on you today, and then you show up in January, you get people there to us. I'm willing to help anybody. You just tell me you're sending people, and I'll I'll put them with me in the front row. It's where I sat when I was in Texas last month. Saw Mr. Sam Foster there, right? And Joe Mara was there. Phenomenal, guys. So who do you know in Texas? Because the point is here for all of you, when you apply the pressure, see, in my world, God gives you grace. God gives you grace and pressure if that's where you're looking. If you're centered every day in the place that you need to be, you won't feel the pressure. When I say the word pressure, some of you just already go to the boiling point and get all crazy and and going, what the heck, more pressure? I have enough pressure in my life. But those are your whys. Those are your whys. So do one thing today that puts you past the boiling point, that says, I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired of where I'm at. And I want more, I need more, and I want to help more people get there with me. Because there are people like a Julian Lewis, like a Jocelyn and Tony Driskill saying, Lord, what do you have that I can do that can change the rest of my life? Because I am in a place where I can't see what it is. I mean, if we had to go flip burgers just to make it, we would have. If we had to drive, we didn't have Uber back then, I don't think. We would have been in the Uber vehicle driving, whatever it took. But you have the gift of ACN in your hands that creates millionaires. How quickly do you want to get there? You have to be willing to apply the pressure, have a Navy SEAL mentality, and do whatever it takes to get you there. And don't use your whys as your reason why not. And stop speaking life into the challenges and the obstacles that you currently are in. We all currently have a challenge and an obstacle. One might be greater than the other. There's a lot of loss and a lot of things that are happening in all our families and friends around the world. And it's so sad, but why are we here? We're still here. What is your purpose? Find the pace of grace. Find your pace of grace and put pressure to win. And to be on the charts in 2022, I can tell you Julian Lewis is going to continue to be on the charts in 2022. And you're going to see him as a regional vice president because he was doing the things in the middle. I don't know, maybe some of you were having a drink and food on break. Not Julian. He was working. He's sick and tired of being sick and tired and moving to the next and being the example, proving the example. So with that, you guys, I just wanted you to really see that December brings pressure, but I want you to put the different pressure on yourself to push through the Christmas season. Enjoy it with your family on the days that we celebrate and talk to people who don't even know, like you're a secret agent. They don't even know about ACN. People are going to be placed in your life where you go from today through the season into January that are waiting for you to say something. Just say something. Just talk to people. What did I tell you earlier? My eyes are getting fixed. My economy getting ready to change. Master your faith. Take the grace, right? The pace of grace. But what does mastery of faith mean? I'm going to read this to you as Dr. Darius, and then we're done. Mastery of faith is dominion, self-leadership, to lead yourself in applying all he has given you. Faith births creativity, and creativity births limitless living. Do I need to say that again? Faith births creativity, and creativity births limitless living. How many of you want limitless living? More importantly, how many of you want to help others have limitless living? Let's go do this, you guys. I'm so grateful to be here. The last slide I just have for you is this. I will possess, I want you to say this to yourself. I will possess my promise. There's pressure to promise. I will possess my promise. With that, Mr. Lewis, I'm going to turn it back to you. Thank you for the opportunity. Grateful to be here. I'm excited, so excited for what some of you are going to do through December into January and what 2022 is going to look like for you and all of the people you bless. So thank you again.
OMG, Mrs. Jocelyn Driskill killed it this morning. I hope you guys were taking notes of that. I have to say, she's absolutely right. 212 degrees, that is the point, the boiling point where you apply the pressure. Are you? Because today you should be doing what? Applying pressure. It's not about just coasting. It's about getting there and creating it. To make something known is to apply pressure. Speaks to the ability to overcome obstacles and excel with finesse. Are you excelling with finesse? If you're applying pressure, you're going through the challenges that other people will take a look at you and it'll look like it's easy, but it's because you're embracing the pressure. Some people can't get their healing because they're too in love with their history. Oh my goodness, I hope you guys caught that. You are tested in the pressure. Remember, the boiling point transforms. So embrace the challenge, AKA the pressure, so you can create the new you that you need to become. I think you said it best, Mrs. Jocelyn Driskill. I appreciate everything that you shared with us this morning, and I'm sure someone got blessed by what you had to share as well.